FNAF songs are an extremely popular thing, whether they be parodies or more commonly, now at least, original songs based on the FNAF story and characters. There are plenty of Five Nights at Freddy's themed songs, with artists like the Living Tombstone being put on the map thanks to them. But which ones are about good old William Afton, the purple guy, the man behind the slaughter, Free Willy? You know, I gotta get those keywords. Those are what we're exploring today. Let's do it. In Intense Springtrap, Madame Macabre. Now honestly, this isn't really a genre of music that I like the electronic sounding vocals are just a bit jarring for me, but that doesn't mean that the song is bad. If anything, it actually makes it one of the more authentic songs here. Since if Springtrap could talk, this is realistically what he would sound like, which could be what Madame Macabre was going for. And considering how this song was made in a day, since she was also surprised by the early release of FNAF 3 like we all were, I have to say that this is a great way to start this list off. In no way am I hating on this song by putting it at number 10 or by saying it's not my cup of tea. I mean, some songs didn't even make this list. Everyone just has their preferences, and my music taste isn't even really that good considering what I used to listen to before I realized that Amazon Prime had their own Spotify basically. So the fact that it actually sounds like how Springtrap would talk is really what seals the deal for me in putting it on this list. And at 9, Sprung the Springtrap by Camsteady. Sung from the perspective of the Springlock suit, this song shows another side to the Afton Springtrap dynamic, almost sort of an Eddie Brock and Venom sort of symbiotic relationship, suggesting that the Springlock suit is like a Green Goblin scenario and that he's the reason Afton is killing. At least that's what I was getting, especially thanks to the line, "You sprung the Springtrap, now you're a part of the show," suggesting that he wasn't a part of the show before that, which is surely an interesting take on the situation. However, considering how he was killing before he started putting on the suit, I don't think that this is truly the intention with the story. However, I'm sure that someone out there, or at least one person, thinks that this is actually canon because of this song. Just like how many people believe that Mrs. Afton was in a car accident thanks to another FNAF music video that I'm pretty sure was by the Living Tombstone, if I'm recalling correctly, at least. And at 8, Send Me Down to Hell, Nightmare Cove _ the Fox. This song starts off with William's iconic line of "I always come back," but rather saying "I always come back around" to keep the rhyming scheme going. With the whole song being themed around the FNAF 6 fire and Henry's line of "The deepest pit of hell is open to swallow you whole, so don't keep the devil waiting, old friend." With the chorus going, "Ignite the walls, set me ablaze, you know I can feel no pain, send me down to hell, I dare you, I dare you, I dare you, send me down to hell, I dare you." And other lines like "Forgot morals, rejected humanity, all I have is insanity, and a passion for pain, I sacrifice others, I did it all in vain. There's a monster inside me and he's screaming my name." Both point to William having no regrets for his actions, but also that he does regret them, which is kind of playing both sides of trends that I've really been seeing in these songs. Like they either sympathize with William saying or implying that he regrets his actions, or just going full out he's a monster, for the most part at least. And considering how Night Cove commented on Rooster Time's animation video for their song, saying that their style of animation adds to the angst and menacing fear of the song, I guess that this one is leaning more towards he's a monster. And at 7, Our Little Horror Story, Aviators. The description of this song by Aviators reads, "And so the nightmare ends. I've enjoyed the FNAF saga and I think it came to a really satisfying close. A lot of loose ends in the story were tied up, and one of the most interesting was the story of the Purple Man, supposedly now trapped inside the last animatronic. I wrote a song about his last killing and his perspective as he hunts the player down in the 3rd game. Will we see more FNAF games? Will I make more songs? Who knows? But I think this song and the 3rd game closed out the saga quite nicely." Well, if only it was the end of the story, am I right? No? You want me to suffer for all eternity like William possessed by his son? Of course you do. A voice calls, a cry in the dark, telling me to crawl to the light, but I won't. The show that just begun, I'm giving one last encore tonight. That's how the song starts off. And the fact that he is calling his last kill an encore goes to show that this perfectly showcases William's sadistic nature and does it damn well. Honestly, I think that this should have been higher on the list, but it's too late now, okay? The links to all these songs will be in the description as well if you want to watch them for yourself, and I highly suggest you do. The links will be to the original songs rather than preferring like animated ones that have higher views, so it's up to you, but you should support the original creators, and if you want animated ones, you're gonna have to look them up, just saying. And at 6, Break the Cycle, Tryhard Ninja. Break the Cycle is actually a major bop in my opinion. Coming from the genius that is Tryhard Ninja, I've been watching this YouTuber since Minecraft Fallen Kingdom, and ever since he's been sort of an omnipresence across all original video game songs, seemingly everywhere, whether it's in his own channel or being a part of someone else's video. This absolute pro though, is always where the best songs are, and Break the Cycle is no different. The only reason it's not higher on this list, in my opinion, is because it's not specifically about William Afton, but rather the cycle of violence that he causes, with him killing people and then getting burned, which is still a thing to this day thanks to Security Breach's final boss fight. This song is also one of the songs featured in the disconnected Minecraft animated FNAF music video series, at least as presented by Enchanted Bob. The song is by Tryhard Ninja, but it seems a lot of people take these songs and animate them. I don't know if they do this with permission from the original creators or not, but the animated versions have more views than the original, which is kinda rough. Halfway through, in at number 5, Follow Me, Tryhard Ninja. Seemingly sung from the perspective of the original Missing Children from 1985, this song, like the last one, comes from the brilliant mind of Tryhard Ninja. He's been waiting, abandoned and patient, so long, a savage masked ghost story from the past he roams. Over 30 years ago when he took them down below, and tonight he walks again, so step inside and join the show. Follow me, then you'll see. Follow, 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 but the truth is hard to swallow. Follow me, then you'll see. Follow, 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 follow. Follow me, see a nightmare in action. So as you can tell, this is about following people. And this is heavily based on FNAF 3 thanks to the line of 30 years ago. And the whole he said follow me, which ultimately results in the children's deaths. There are also multiple different Spring Bonnie models used in the official Source Filmmaker music video, which is actually on Tryhard Ninja's channel, not someone else. So it's also worth noting that since this one is animated, it did get many more views than others, such as Disconnected, amassing a whole 15.3 million views at the time of this recording, which is absolutely nuts to me. None of our videos have even come close to that. Like, I only recently had one of my videos on this channel hit 1 million for the first time, so yeah, definitely insane numbers there in my opinion. And at 4, Afton Family by cryfus. While the chorus of this song may say, all stay strong, we live eternally, all is well in the Afton family, this song by YouTuber cryfus actually details how the Afton family crumbled and destroyed one at a time. And the video going along with the song shows you who each part is meant to be sung by, or at least whose perspective it's from. First William, then Crying Child, then Baby, with a quick cameo from someone that you should be able to identify using the color of their text. Even if they aren't meant to be the purple guy and are instead a guy who turned purple due to internal bruising, this song actually has a good beat and a good tempo. Insert other musical critique words here. Okay, I'm gonna level with you. I don't know much about music, and all I really listened to growing up was Minecraft parodies, so I can't really criticize or talk about the actual music. All I can really do is tell you if I find it catchy, and that if it stuck to the confirmed bits of lore or not. And this one did for the most part. Crying Child is theorized to be part of Golden Freddy, but the Two Souls theory is just a theory, and not one that I personally believe to be Scott's intention, so aside from a couple bits that could have been because they wanted all Afton members to be animatronics for just symmetry, it's a great song. Getting close to the end, and at number 3, Springtrap Finale by Groundbreaking. I've been waiting a long time for someone to discover me. Why, you ask? It's because I'm getting a little claustrophobic in here. I see how you get ideas about how I really came to be. Well, I guess I can see how you think I'm mean. Golden Green, all machine, cause it's me. Those are the opening lines to the Springtrap Finale song by Groundbreaking. Firstly, this is an amazing beat, and instrumental track is actually really good, let me say. However, this is one of the Springtrap sympathizer songs, as I was talking about. This song talks heavily about FNAF 3 and how William is upset about being stuck in this plane when his victims were able to move on. He says he knows what he did wrong, but he wants to leave everything behind. However, if you really think about it, at least in my eyes, if he really understood and regretted what he did, he would accept the consequences of his actions and not complain that he wasn't able to move on. We now know that it was due to the one you should not have killed keeping him alive. However, at the time of FNAF 3, when this song came out, we had no idea why he was still alive. Some people considered him dead, but I knew better. Penultimately, in at number 2, Glitch Trap, Rockbit Gaming. I'm gonna be honest, this was the only real song that I was mad bopping to when I was listening to all these candidates, okay? This song had me grooving, and I was even singing the lyrics after I had actually finished, okay? It honestly kind of gives me like Backstreet Boys vibes, if I'm being totally honest, and I'm okay with it. Glitch Trap decides what's going through your mind. He's got a hypnotic purple eyes. Damn! Both catchy and accurate. The only reason I didn't put this as number 1 is because the number 1 slot has over 18 million views. Even though it's had more time to amass those views, I feel like if I didn't put the next one at number 1, everyone would have been mad at me. Although there is a line that kind of creeps me out in this song. The whole line of Glitch Trap behind me, he tries to get inside, which just kind of gives me like Eddie VR playthrough flashbacks where he said that Uncle Fluffy wanted to take him behind the pizza joint. Yeah, this kind of adds to that creep creep factor, but at least it's not a William Afton sympathizer song like Springtrap finale. That makes him seem regretful. And finally, in at number 1, I'm the Purple Guy by DA Games. Yeah, you knew that this was gonna be number 1, and I'm gonna be honest, I hadn't listened to this song before this list, which is funny considering the amount of people who quote these kinds of songs to me in the comments of like my Instagram, like my own channel, my TikTok. With the original version from DA Games getting 7.3 million views and a remake of the song by Tygan Nass getting 18 million, this is one of the most popular FNAF songs specifically about Purple Guy out there. Other songs like the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 song by the Living Tombstone may have more views, like in the hundreds of millions, but as for songs specifically about William, this is one of the most popular. It's a bit more techno than I was expecting, however the remake does tone the electronic effects down a bit, which could be why it's more popular. It's easier to understand, and in my opinion easier on the ears because you can understand it, but then again, I'm a guy who likes to listen to music and sing along, so being able to understand it is kind of key for me in that respect. But again, the link to the original, if you somehow have avoided it all this time like I have, is in the description, along with the links to all the other original versions if they're still available at least. That's all the time we have for today, friends. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.